Welcome back. We are covering 25 mistakes billionaires have made. The bigger the baller, the bigger the mistake. And number 5 this week for this video is Steve Ballmer. And before we get going, if you do me the huge favor and honor of just clicking the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you happen to be listening or watching this on, I'd greatly appreciate it. It also lets the platform know that the content's appreciated and helps them distribute this content to other like-minded folks like yourself, entrepreneurs, small business owners. And I appreciate you. I appreciate that you're in the battle with me and that you're in the battle at all. And again, it's a tough go, but it's so rewarding when you find success. And if you're one who doesn't really prefer to have bosses and layers of bosses in corporate America and small business, it's a tough go, especially when you're struggling along. But, again, I think it's well worth it when you do find that success, not only financially, but just rewarding and knowing that you're answering to yourself only. So anyway, number 5 here is Steve Ballmer, and we'll start out with his current net worth at the time of this recording, which is about $98 billion. And I always make the disclaimer that that price can fluctuate with whatever his portfolio is doing in terms of stocks and bonds that he may own. So again, that's always subjective, and who knows what else he has on the side. And anyway, but so I like Steve Ballmer, and for those of you who don't know who he is, he's currently the owner of the Los Angeles Clippers. And he also is the former CEO of Microsoft, who took over after Bill Gates stepped down as CEO. And he ran the company for many years, had a lot of success in terms of tripling revenue and things like that for Microsoft during his first part of the tenure. But he had some missteps as well, and I'm not going to go into all of them. I'm going to call out the biggest one that is fairly notable here. And again, even with all the success that he had, he basically, or Microsoft at his with him in the lead as a CEO in 2007, Microsoft paid $6.3 billion for a digital marketing company called Aquantive. And again, I think that the narrative there was that at the end of the day, nobody can really tell you what what they got for that. I mean, I'm sure that there's some assets that they acquired in it, but $6.3 billion worth, I'm not so sure. 6.2, or actually the write-down was for 6.2. So they paid basically 6.3 billion, and the write-down for it was 6.2 billion, which means that there's $100 million in some kind of value that they took. And even if you were to look at that today, 14 years later, do you think that there's $100 million worth of assets that they acquired and got from that? I'm not so sure that they did, and so again, the point of this narrative is sometimes you're going to take some L's. And hopefully you're in the same position and similar position if you're going to take that kind of an L, that you've built up enough cash reserves, which Microsoft is really cash flow heavy and can probably go for several years without making an ounce of profit. But again, people make mistakes. You're going to make mistakes. I'm going to make mistakes. And how you recover, the attitude you have in recovering and from those, and what you learn from it, that's the best lesson learned, right? So anyway, that's Mr. Steve Ballmer there, $6.2 billion write-down for that acquisition, and not much to show for it. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I do appreciate you sharing your time with me. I do value your time. I value my time also. So if you would, again, do me the huge favor and honor of clicking the positive feedback mechanism on whatever platform you happen to be listening to this on or watching this on, I do greatly appreciate it. We will talk to you at the next video.